The Matrix Studios Network, coming to you straight out of the Bronx, home of the independent and unsigned. Your voice, your network.
We're back on the Ride 950 Lounge live, and Lady of the Hour is in the building. Welcome to 950, Miss Kelsey Adams. Welcome.
You.
At least for 15 minutes.
That's what it says. I know you guys will. I hope you didn't burn no lights. I don't want you to get no tickets over us, but we thank you. I know you have a long day ahead of you. So I thank you for starting it with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Let's jump right into it. Obviously, you doing a lot of things. You're a model. You're an actress.
Go ahead.
Big time. I mean, yeah. I mean, probably some things I don't know. But
He's at the light. You know?
But again, obviously, you're doing some major things, and we talked about just briefly leading up to this conversation how like what you're putting, the work you're putting in should be respected and appreciated. Mm-hmm. The acting, the modeling. How do you kind of like with in a world of social media where anybody with a smartphone and a bikini calls himself a model, or anybody that can do a 15-second video clip on Instagram calls himself an actress? Right. How do you kind of define that? And how do you separate yourself from the competition that's really not competition, but how do you separate that and show, hey, I put the work in it to be called these type of things?
Honestly, I think the thing with social media is people forgot how to speak to people in person.
Right.
So I'm not necessarily concerned about Instagram models or even actresses that do stuff on Instagram.
Video vixens.
Sure, that's I mean, not to say that there's something wrong with it, that's fine. But when you come into the real world of how things really are, it's a grind. It's not just get on here and throw some silly, pictures or videos up and think people are going to take you seriously, because that's not how it works. You got to get out here, you got to put the work in.
Right.
You got to have a real portfolio, not just Instagram pictures. Hey, go to my Instagram.
Four pictures.
You don't even have a book.
Right.
You don't have a book if you're not selling something outside of your body. You're not a model.
Some of them models don't even know how to read a book, let alone a book.
But
what is that?
That's just the harsh reality, and it's not me trying to be funny about it.
Right.
But people don't realize, if you are not selling a product, if you're not making numbers for anyone else, what are you doing?
Now,
so
because of that world, does it bring extra pressure on you from a standpoint of like, there are people who will do certain things to get certain opportunities that because you are a professional, you won't? Does it make it difficult, like when you go read for something or you do a shoot where maybe the next person is not as professional, doesn't have the qualifications that you have? Does it make that difficult, that transition for people to have that professional respect?
There have been situations where they'll pick up on someone first because they'll do something thirsty.
Right.
But
that's a nice way of putting it.
I'm honestly just not like that, and I'm okay with that.
How thirsty are they?
Oh, come on.
Kool-Aid thirsty? Or samples thirsty?
Swallows instead of sips.
Lord Jesus.
They're Phelps thirsty. That's what I think.
Oh, Michael Phelps.
Secchi's thirsty.
Oh, that's drowning. Lord.
Yeah, so it's just, that's honestly okay with me, because I'm in a position where I know what I can do.
Right.
I know who I am, and I don't have to be someone that I'm not
Right.
for attention, because I don't want attention. I want a career.
And you have the confidence. You have your confidence, so you don't need that. You don't need that. Who the hell's Michael Phelps? You're drowning.
No.
Now, when being a fan of the game, and when I reached out to you to come onto the show, I was like, hey man, I think I seen that girl somewhere. It wasn't just on Facebook. Talk about the experience you had in the game. Obviously, you've done a lot more things, but that's one of the things that when we say from our culture, African American culture, people have seen you at and seen you think. Talk about how you got that role and just being on that set and that presentation. How was that?
That takes me back to what I was saying about doing the footwork. So basically, for the game, I was an extra a couple years ago.
Right.
And as not an extra, it was kind of like, they have a little feature extras.
Yeah.
Right? I was just a little waitress.
Right.
I didn't have any speaking roles. And then it came time, they wanted to make a character. So they were like, oh, you kind of fit the look, just come in for a read. And I was like, get in there. I'm like, dude, there's so many people in here. And at the time, I had never done any television, like nothing like that. No. Right. So it went well.
Obviously.
And then they called me back next season. They're like, oh, come in and audition again. I'm going to do another recurring role. And it was just, it's just one of those situations kind of being it's have to putting that work in.
Right.
Because if I wasn't there for the small stuff,
Right.
I definitely wouldn't have gotten that.
For the big
Exactly. So that's why, you know. But it was cool. I
Piece by
enjoyed it. It
piece.
was fun. It was definitely fun.
You was going against
Good
Brandy,
director.
huh? I want your man. Hey, listen, we acting here, you know. I'm not Monica. I'm not trying to take your man. Come on.
So you say the grind. What's your biggest struggle in the grind? Your day-to-day grind. What's the biggest struggle you have to face?
Biggest struggle? Well, I think the biggest struggle now, I think reverts back to what he was saying about social media, is because people have this false sense of success that other people are blinded by your false sense of success, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna ride with this one because she got 2 million followers.
That's how they talk.
And then she got 2 million followers, so you know, and then
Really think
they
2
get
million
in there
people
to
gonna
shoot,
follow?
and then they
No.
look crazy because they're not prepared. They don't know what they're doing.
I thought you were gonna say getting up. I was like,
know,
well,
but
you're
that's
here
like-
on
I thought you were
time.
gonna say
Here,
something
you
about
know?
like
You know?
time. I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do that.
I mean,
or-
time-wise, no. I honestly make time for the things I enjoy. I have to
So?
because without that, what is life? That's what life's about to
There
me.
you
I
go.
don't focus so much on the money or too much on success because if you're not living your life the way you
So
want to
true.
live it, you're really not doing anything. That's what I
Now,
believe.
since you said time outside the acting world, do you have like a private life, you know, with significant other or something like that?
Absolutely.
All right.
Of course.
All right, shout out to whoever you are. You know, she don't want to say your name, but shout out to you anyway, sir.
You are appreciated.
Yeah.
What's your name? Jack, Bill, Arnold.
So obviously you're able to balance personal and professional, which is
Yeah,
That's
he's
good.
very much a part of everything I do.
That's good.
you
That's
know?
what's
Do you
up.
have any upcoming
Yeah.
projects that you have in the
Up-
pipeline or that
right-
you're going to see you out or anything like that?
Right now, I'm kind of focusing on, I'm backtracking. So I think every now and then you have to reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
That way, you know, you just stay on your toes and do different things. So I'm in the process of reinventing, and I started teaching models. So I coach them. So I did a little trial run this past year. Went to, I think, LA, Miami, Detroit, Dallas, Atlanta, a lot of different places. So we do workshops.
such a needed
Definitely.
vocation,
It
no
is. And
question.
it's
How
not
was it?
necessarily, I'm sorry?
How was it? Was it like you saw a lot of just craziness, ratchetness?
You know what? It was a mixture, but it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to
Really?
be.
That's
Not
good.
to say that, you know.
Where
things
did you
gonna
see the
just be
crazies at?
terrible.
Well, yeah, give
Miami,
me a few
Atlanta.
crazy. I know Detroit had to have some kind of ratchetness.
It had to be Detroit.
It really wasn't that bad because I
Wasn't.
think it's. I'm a true believer of you attract what you are.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay.
That's what I think.
Energy.
So I think certain people know not to come. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
you come in front of a certain person, you know they
Yeah.
don't
Oh, so
play
you
that.
got a little
You don't
street
play
side,
You
huh,
can't.
Kelsey?
Not if I
Nah,
say
so
Where's
it.
my
But the thing
Vaseline?
is-
I'm gonna
I
start
just
the.
take what I do seriously,
I
you
hear
know.
you.
No,
So
you
I
just give them a
don't
look
have that.
like, don't you bring that in
Don't-
here.
don't-
No,
I'm
I
saying
mean
right
if they
now.
do something, I'm
Serious
like, we
people
don't do it
only.
over here.
No,
But
we don't
anyway,
do
we
that.
could do this.
We don't do that, boo boo.
No, we don't do
When women are called boo boo, they get pissed off. Who you calling boo boo?
Like a episode again. We're talking to
Yeah.
Kelsey Adams, actress and model, and obviously now teacher, educator.
Yeah.
When you break all the stuff down, obviously in today's world, it's all entertainment. It's all under
Right.
one umbrella. Even what we're doing here is all entertainment.
Right.
But what do you, if you had to pick, what's the one thing that you would love to grasp? The acting, you got
That
the
I-
acting bug now.
that I haven't done.
That you have done that you would want, or maybe you haven't done that
Okay.
you would like to be like the zenith, the paramount of your career or your calling card. per
Zenith?
se.
My calling card.
I went to school.
Oh,
Okay.
that brand is out of that brand don't even work no more.
It's a good question because I'm kind of all over the place.
Okay.
I'm
You're like-
multifaceted.
yeah, you
so-
got a canvas. You got a little blue here, a little red, a little green.
Yeah.
But what's
and
the
that's
color that
tough.
stands out? Like
Um,
obviously the acting thing is you've gotten that, and now you've gotten
Yeah.
that bug, and now you're educating others who may not know how the game works,
Yeah.
and you're giving that information. And then obviously you're an accomplished model. You work with Marcus Blasting Game, and the Blasting Game name goes really deep. So is it one thing? Is it maybe it's not? Maybe it's just whatever. the sun wakes
think
up to you?
when it comes to the acting situation, I want to do more action films. I want to do, you know.
Indiana Jones, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, Wonder Woman.
Expendables 4. Expendables 4 right here.
Exactly.
Wonder
I wanna
Wheel.
do stuff like that, you know, things that I'm working
Fast
on
and
around
Furious
martial
8.
arts,
There we go.
fighting styles, and yeah.
Laura
I just
Croft.
want to know, have you ever thought about doing any Broadway shows?
I've thought about it. I'm not a singer, but I don't know if they
You
would
can
accept
lip
this
sync.
He-
voice.
He loves the Lion King. He loves the Lion King. He loves musicals. I don't like
Tunes boy.
He don't like drama. He like musicals. You know.
But yeah, that would be. I could see you doing that too. I mean,
That
you
would
got
be fun. I always kind of wanted to do. You know, they have like
I think
the Vegas, like the showgirls, with the big.
The tassels
Tassels.
in there.
Yeah, like I've always wanted to do something like that.
I think it's always good to challenge yourself. Sometimes it's good to get out your lane and see if you could challenge yourself. I think that makes you a more broader person.
Absolutely.
Now we got a few minutes left, or Marcus is going to kill me. So we're going to get you
fine.
out of here. But give us real quick before you get here your 5-year plan. Obviously, talented in all things you do, which is really when we think about people in business or profession. Most people have one good talent. They do a lot of things, a collage things, but they have one go-to.
Right.
You seem to right now, from what I've been viewing, you do everything well. So from a standpoint, what's the 5-year plan hold for Kelsey?
Okay, now for starters.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
She got this
Number
thought out.
5.
It's ready.
I kind of break it down from year to year, sometimes by months. But this
Okay.
year, I want to focus more on obviously like the rebranding situation.
Right.
But in doing that, I also want to do fashion photography. So I want to pick up on the photography end and do like high end, like really nice beauty and high end fashion.
I'm good from
and
the right
then-
side. If you
Oh,
just
I'll keep that in mind.
That's what I'm talking
So,
about.
No,
That's why she look at you from the left.
It's always about him. It's always about him.
I know I'm so selfish.
so
So year 1 will be photography.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then the next year, I mean, as this is going, I'm kind of working on several things at one time. So as the photography is going along, I also want to do like costume design
Right.
for film. You know how they have things with like Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Like I want to do like time period, you know, like old style
Trolls.
Egyptian stuff. Like, yeah, like I want to do a lot of metals, leathers, and molds, and you know.
Mad Max.
Andronica standpoint. I hear you.
And then beyond things I want to do for myself, the biggest two things that I want to do is have an organization for animals.
Wow.
For
Fantastic.
endangered animals,
Yes.
and then like a women and kids situation.
There are so many
You
ladies.
doing, you want to do a
Yes.
lot of different things. From tight leathers to
Look at
helping
that.
kids.
There you
That's a
go.
lot
On
of
a week.
things.
But now just make sure that your leathers and your animals don't come together. You know, I'm just saying.
Not
Keep you don't want
it's gonna
Peter
be
coming
faux.
at
Don't
you.
worry.
You don't
Though.
want
I don't
them
even
coming
wear
at
real
you.
fur.
Right.
So
Oh, okay.
They ain't
I'll
throwing
wear
no.
faux,
They not
though.
throwing no paint on.
That's
her.
what I was just saying.
This ain't you sensitive buying pigs and killing them. This ain't her.
Chelsea, we got to
man.
get you out of here. But before we go, tell people they can find out more information on you, contact you, things of that nature.
Well, you can always go to my website. It's kelseyadams.net. You can reach me on Instagram, Twitter at CoolKelsey. That's KoolKelsey. And yeah, I guess that's the most.
We got to have you back because I know, like I said, Marcus,
we gotta
I know
go
he's in the
deeper.
back. I want to thank him because I know you had a lot.
Don't worry, Marcus. We got Lady Eloise here. Lady Eloise.
So let's try to get you back
I'm
when we
gonna
go
be paying your
deeper
checks
into
in a
your
minute,
thing.
but okay.